moved the sheets. I did not rustle. I breathed slowly and silently. I was listening for a sound a friend had told me that I would never hear, the ringing of Santa's bells. There is no Santa, my friend had insisted, but I knew that he was wrong. Late that night, I did hear sounds, but not that of ringing bells. From outside came the sound of it hissing steam and squeaking metal. I looked through my window and saw a train standing perfectly still just in front of my house. It was wrapped in an apron of steam. Snowflakes fell around it. A conductor stood at the open door of one of its cars. He took a large pocket watch from his vest, then looked up at my window. I put on my slippers and robe. I tiptoed downstairs and out the door.
All aboard!
I ran up to him. Well, where are we going?
To the Polar Express, of course. The North Pole.
I took his answer. The train was filled with other children, all in their pajamas and nightgowns. We sang Christmas carols and ate candies with nougat center as white as snow. We drank hot chocolate as thick and as rich as melted chocolate bars. Outside, the lights of towns and villages flickered in the distance as the Polar Express raced northward. But soon, there were no more lights to be seen. We traveled through cold, dark forests where lean wolves roamed and white-tailed rabbits hid from our train as it thundered through the quiet wilderness. We climbed the mountains so high it seemed as if we would scrape the moon. But the Polar Express never slowed down. Faster and faster we ran along, rolling over the peaks and the valleys like our car was on a roller coaster. The mountains turned into hills, the hills to snow-covered plains. We crossed a barren desert of ice with great polar ice caps. Lights appeared in the distance. They looked like the lights of a strange ocean liner on a frozen sea.
There is the North Pole.
The North Pole. Have any of you been there? Do you think we're going? The North Pole. It was a huge city standing alone at the top of the world, filled with factories where every Christmas toy was made. But at first we didn't see any elves. They were gathering at the center of the city.
That's how Santa will give the first gift of Christmas.
Well, who gets the first gift of Christmas?
He will choose one of you.
Look! 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 Shouted one of the children. The elves! Outside, when we were there, we saw hundreds of elves. As our train drew closer to the center of the North Pole, we slowed to a crawl. So crowded were the streets with Santa's helpers. When the Santa's sleigh. The elf tossed it up to Santa. He stood holding the bell high above him and called out, "The first gift of Christmas!" A clock struck midnight as the elves roared their approval. Santa handed the bell to me and I hid it in my backward pocket. The conductor held me down from the sleigh. Santa shouted out the reindeers' names and cracked his whip. His team charged forward and climbed into the air. Santa circled once above us, then disappeared into the cold, dark sky. As soon as we were back in the Polar Express, the other children asked to see the bell. I reached into my pocket, but the only thing I felt was a hole. I had lost the silver bell. Let's